Hey there, this is Heather Van Wild, Raindrop Works. They just pulled the video feed over to the courtroom, so anticipating we should be getting the court actually going into session any moment now with the reading of the verdict in this case. And considering they only spent like 2.5 hours on reading the verdict, I feel like this is... I'm going to be hopeful this is a good sign. You know, especially with the kinds of questions that the jury was asking during the trial that we watched. Definitely got the feeling that they had questions about the police's response to this, so...
John, is this something you're just proposing to preserve an objection?
Yeah.
I guess we're doing this. All right, please be seated. This is, let's see, we're on the record in day 7 of Erin Wenzel versus the City of Portland, case 20-CD37166. It's good to see you all. This is, I think, the first time I have not worn a mask in the courtroom since, I don't know, maybe March of 2020, so wow. Okay, so we have a verdict. We'll get the jury in. If there's any confusion or any discussion we need to have about the verdict form, we can have it. And then I will either verbally pull the jury or send them back if there's any question I think they need to answer. So anything else we need to cover before we get the jury in here? Okay. Please be seated. Good morning. Juror 10, are you the presiding juror? And does your jury have a verdict? All right. Thank you. So this is the verdict of our jury in Erin Wenzel versus City of Portland. The first section, unreasonable force. The first question, did one or more Portland police officers use unreasonable force against Erin Wenzel with a baton on August 14th, 2020? The answer of the jury is yes. Section 2, assault. Question 2, did one or more Portland police officers assault Erin Wenzel on August 14th of 2020? And the verdict of the jury is no. The third section, battery. Fourth question, did one or more Portland police officers commit a battery against Erin Wenzel on August 14th of 2020? And the verdict of the jury is yes. Question 5, was Erin Wenzel harmed by one or more Portland Police Bureau officers' battery against her on August 14th of 2020? The answer of the jury is yes. And then moving on to the negligence section, question 6, was the City of Portland negligent in its police officer training in one or more of the ways the plaintiffs claim? And the answer of the jury is no. And so I am proceeding to the last section, the damages section. And with regard to the assault claim, the jury has noted, consistent with its questions, verdict of $0 and $0. For the negligence claim, consistent with its verdict, the jury has noted $0 and $0. And then with respect to the battery claim, the jury has awarded, as to the economic damages, $14,106. And then with regard to the non-economic damages, the verdict of the jury is $26,166. And so, presiding juror, I just want to make sure that I have read the non-economic damages number correctly, just because there's no decimal point 00 after it. Okay, is that's the verdict? Yeah. Okay, all right, and so now I'm going to ask the lawyers a question that I ask in every trial, criminal or civil. Would either side like the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so because there's a requirement that the same 9 jurors agree, if any party asks me to, what I do is I ask each of you if this verdict, what's written down here on the verdict form and all of the findings, is consistent with your personal verdict or the way you voted in the verdict count, just to make sure we have at least 9 people agreeing. And so I'm going to ask juror 3, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Okay, and then juror 4, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 5?
Yes.
Juror 6?
Yes.
Juror 7?
Yes.
Juror 8?
Yes.
Juror 9?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror 10?
Yes.
Juror 11?
Yes.
Juror 12?
Yes.
Juror 13?
Yes.
Juror 14?
No.
We have a lawful verdict, and it is now received and recorded. I want to thank you so much for your work. I know this was a long trial. You took a lot of notes. You asked a lot of very good questions of the witnesses. I know you were engaged and you did a lot of work. We took you out of your personal lives. We took you out of your professional lives. We asked a lot of you. We also made you wait at times that weren't planned and were probably a little annoying to you. And so I just want to thank you for your patience and your service. We always say that Court is where we solve conflicts in the community and disputes in the community that can't be solved any other lawful way. And that's true of every case, but I think it's particularly true of this case. And so I just want to note that. And again, just say, I think you've been tremendous. You are discharged from your jury service, so you can leave your numbers here. At this point, you can do any research you want. You can talk to anybody you want. You can talk to the parties. You can talk to your friends, anyone. I am going to check back in the jury room in about 5 minutes, just in case you want to provide any feedback on your service and experience as jurors for us, so that we get better in creating the sort of environment where jurors feel comfortable. If you have questions about the case, I might be able to answer them. If you have feedback you'd like me to give to the lawyers, you can tell me that as well. There's absolutely no obligation to stay, but I will check back there in 5 minutes in case anybody is around to chat. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you.
Is court adjourned now?
Court is adjourned. No one ever asks.
Okay, well, there we have it. I feel like this may not have gone as well as, personally I had hoped. The fact that they said battery but not assault, and that there was not a negligence in training. I think, when we look at the bigger picture, there is still a ton of evidence of negligence in training, especially when you look at it from the side of the DOJ with the consent decree and settlement agreement that we've been mucking our way through for the last decade. That is a different, broader picture from what happened in just this case, though. So, while I'm not seeing the police being held accountable in a way that I might like to see, this is still something of a win for the rights of people that have been out there protesting, that whatever happened to cause it, it's not okay for police to just slam into protesters who aren't doing anything violent. That said, I'm sure that there'll be some sort of statement coming out from the city or the police union or Miss Wenzel's attorney at some point, and if I catch wind of it, I'll share it out over Twitter. But in the meantime, this was a fairly quick thing, which we kind of knew it would be once we had the decision reached. I don't really have a whole lot else to say right now, except keep an eye out. We are going to be starting to get ready for the Gimbel murder trial coming up in a couple weeks here. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on from that, so definitely stay tuned. Give us a like and a subscribe, so that when that comes up and as we get more news, you can get more of a heads up about it. In the meantime, take care of each other. Have a good week. And